Now,
World leaders do Bakeoff. Fade in. Exterior, Hatherley Park in Cheltenham, England. Day. It is a glorious summer's day in Cheltenham. The Bakeoff team has come to Hatherley Park in the center of Cheltenham for a very special edition of Bakeoff. This episode has some very special guests, which has everyone very excited. The hosts of the show, Claire VOIGHT and Daniel Pipes, are in makeup getting ready to start. They can barely hold their excitement.
Goodness, Clara, I just can't stop going to the toilet. I'm bursting with excitement.
Oh, pull yourself together, Daniel. Hold it. Once you get going and on camera, you'll relax.
That's what I'm worried about. I may relax too much, shush.
Oh dear. I hadn't thought about that. Well, what you're going to have to relax somehow before the show starts.
Have you any idea who the Bake-Off contestants are?
Yes, I do. When it boils down to it, they're just people, just like you and me.
People? These aren't just people. Together, they can blow up the whole world several times over.
Well, in that case, you won't have to worry about relaxing them, will you?
No, I suppose not. But now you got me worrying about the world being blown up many times over.
Oh, you're such a worrier. Just relax.
At that point, the announcer enters onto the stage to make an announcement. The audience starts to clap, then settles down.
thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hatherley Park. This is a very special occasion episode of Bake Off. Please put your hands together and welcome Claire VOIGHT and Daniel Pipes.
The audience claps and yells with glee.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome to Bake Off. It's good to be here, isn't it, Daniel?
Yes, Claire, what a gorgeous day. Hey, tell me, Claire, where exactly are we?
Oh, Daniel, your geography isn't quite what it used to be.
Actually, it never was.
You are quite right there. We are in beautiful Cheltenham, not quite the West Country, and not quite north of the Watford Gap.
Kind of stuck in the middle with you.
Yes, quite. I am so excited. We have 4 amazing contestants.
Who?
Okay, here we go. To kick off, we have the former US President Ronald Reagan.
The audience start to clap wildly as Ronald Reagan makes his way onto the stage.
Seriously, the cowboy?
Yes, he swapped his Stetson for nuclear codes, then handed them back, thankfully. Welcome, Mr. President. Please say a few words.
Thank you all. It's really good to be here, and I can't wait to get started.
May we call you Ronnie?
That would be fine, Claire. And Daniel, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ronnie. It feels really strange calling you that. Who else do we have, Claire?
So next up, please welcome Mikhail Gorbachev.
The crowd starts to clap in a lukewarm fashion as Mikhail Gorbachev makes his way onto the stage.
Oh, the darling of the Soviet Union. That's great. I had no idea he could bake.
Well, he whipped up quite a stir in the former East Germany.
Yeah, the eggs remain broken to this day, as does the wall. Please say hello, Mr. Gorbachev.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be here. Please, everyone, call me Gorby. I much prefer that. I'm not a dictator or a leader anymore.
I'm relieved to hear that, Gorby.
Next, we are really lucky to have President Reagan's other woman.
Other woman, does Nancy know?
Yes, she does. And all 3 are wonderful friends.
Well, I should think so. Geez, if all relationships were like theirs, a threesome.
Oh, there you go again. Letting your imagination run wild.
Can't help it. So who is it? I am bursting.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's Margaret Thatcher.
The crowd murmurs a little, but slowly start to clap as Margaret Thatcher makes her way onto the stage.
Okay, they still remember. It's okay, folks. We've moved on. We have a right dork in Downing Street now.
The audience bursts out laughing and clapping approvingly.
That's no way to talk about Boris, even though it is a little true. Please say hello, Mrs. Thatcher.
Thank you, Claire. Hello, everyone. It will be good to be in competition again. Once again, I hope to demonstrate who wears the pants.
And how does Dennis feel about that?
Oh, he is accepting as most men are, especially that radical Scoundrel kicked his and the rest of his coal miners' backsides big time back in '83. Oh, and please, call me Maggie.
Will do, Maggie. Don't think Scargill ever recovered. Okay, who's our last contestant, Claire?
We are very honored to have the German Chancellor, Madam Angela Merkel.
Oh, that is amazing. She's here?
Yes, Daniel.
She is really cool. The way she handled the reconciliation, magic.
Yes, rather like reconciling ice cream with heated souffle in baked Alaska.
Very well put.
Come on up, Madam Merkel.
The crowd start to clap approvingly as Angela Merkel makes her way onto the stage.
Thank you, Claire and Daniel, and Guten Tag. It is really good to be here.
I am a huge fan.
And just to correct you, Daniel, I was not the Chancellor when the wall came down.
Really? I thought you led with the pickaxe.
I was at the head of the queue. Actually, it was Helmut Kohl, a very dear friend of mine.
It should have been you.
Thank you for your kind words. Oh, by the way, in keeping with the others, please call me Angela.
Claire mispronounces Angela.
Thank you, Angela.
Sorry. No, dear, Angela.
Addressing the contestants,
Sorry. Angle. Did I get it right that time?
It will do.
Welcome to you all, and once again, welcome to Bakeoff. Thank you for taking the time from your busy schedules to take part. We are really looking forward to experiencing your baking prowess, Ronnie. Let's start with you.
Well, hello, Claire. Again, it's really nice to be here. If I only knew where here was.
Ronnie, we are in Hatherley Park, Cheltenham.
Oh, Hatherley Park, Cheltenham. Never heard of it. The Secret Service are so secretive. They take me to some really way out places, and this is way out.
Hey, I hope you had a really great journey. What will you be baking today?
Well, Daniel and Claire, I thought I'd do a wonderful Boston cream pie served with Lipton's iced tea.
Oh, interesting.
I figured it would be appropriate to remind all you Brits out there about the Boston Tea Party.
Yes, the kickoff event for the revolution some 250 years ago.
I figured I'd repeat kicking your ass again.
turning to the producer.
Are we allowed to say ass on the BBC?
The producer is profusely sweating, wipes his brow and nods,
Okay, thankfully, yes.
turning back to Reagan.
Boston cream pie and Lipton's iced tea, can't wait.
Well, I didn't know you guys were so prudish.
It is the BBC after all.
When in doubt, I always say, when you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat.
Right. I don't see how that's appropriate, but okay.
You know, I always had aspirations of becoming like Marie Antoinette. She was an amazing baker.
Yes, but it didn't end kindly for her.
Well, there you go again, Daniel, being all glass half empty.
Actually, Ronnie, I meant she ended up losing her head.
How unfortunate. Not an ideal outcome.
Not for you, anyway. Moving on. Gorby, welcome. It is really good to have you here.
Thank you, Claire. It's good to know I'm among friends.
Yes, yes, you are. We really think you were an amazing leader of the Soviet Union.
Nice to know you thought so.
Well, sorry, buddy, for rescuing you from communism. No hard feelings.
None taken, comrade. It was a defining moment for me.
How so, Gorby?
Soon after Ronnie said those memorable words, "Tear down the wall, Mr. Gorbachev," I knew being the head of a failed state was no longer for me.
What happened?
I had a dream of being a baker.
Really?
Yes, and then I got a vision of making a fabulous dessert.
Sounds so heavenly.
It was an epiphany, believe me. I saw the 39-step cake.
39 steps.
No, the 39-step cake, named after the steppes of Russia.
That's so Alfred Hitchcock?
Never mind Alfred Hitchcock. Why not 40 or 38 steps?
The 39 is the exact number of Bolsheviks leaders through history. I have to be precise, my comrades.
Oh, I see. Oh, can't wait to taste it.
It will be, and pardon the pun, revolutionary. As I once famously said, if not me, who? And if not now, when?
Again, I'm not seeing the connection here, but very inspiring, I think.
I would have to say, as I once said before, people, human beings with all their creative diversity, are the makers of history. That's how I feel about baking.
Good to know. Keep that thought. Maggie, welcome. What will you be making for us?
Good to be here. I will be making for everyone's delight apple turnovers.
Oh my goodness, that is my favorite.
You're such a kiss-ass, Daniel. I know, I can say that.
Yeah, we found out earlier the BBC allows that.
Why apple turnovers?
Well, Claire, as you very well know, we Brits aren't really known for our culinary expertise, not like those bloody French. Glad you didn't invite that Duke de Macron. He's so annoying.
Why? He seems to be doing really well. Beat Marie Le Pen in the French elections.
Yes, but have you any idea which aftershave he uses?
Actually, no.
Eternity for Men. Nothing everlasting about that brand.
Hey, I like that brand.
Need I say more?
Thanks for the warning. I'll pay more attention the next time I cross his path.
Be careful. You know what the French are like. And you have such a lovely tush.
Oh, well, thank you, I think.
Did you know, Claire, Dennis and I once threw a party and lost 255 apple turnovers. I felt and tasted everyone.
Oh, that must have been very disheartening.
More like stomach churning. You have no idea how much Pepto-Bismol I took the morning after.
Well, you poor thing. Thank you for that, Maggie. So, Angela, welcome. What will you be making for us?
It's Angela.
Oh, I think I'm going to need a lot of practice. Lots and lots.
Okay, the cake. Well, I thought I'd give Schwarzwalder Kirschschorz a try.
What?
Roughly translated, Black Forest Gâteau.
That's very brave of you.
Hey, have you ever been there?
The Black Forest? No, not yet. It is one part of Germany I haven't been to.
Surprisingly, it's really beautiful. Or, well, so I hear.
I have heard the same.
Will you be decorating it with trees?
There are no trees on a Black Forest Gâteau.
Actually, Daniel, that is not a bad idea. I will think about that.
It promises to be quite a special venture.
But do remember, spying among friends is never acceptable. So no peeking, the rest of you.
Of course not. It's just not cricket.
The Russian steppes are treeless, so no trees in my dessert.
No trees in the Boston Harbor the last time I looked, but you never know. Crazy crowd, those Bostonians. Nobody really knows quite what they'll get up to next.
All right, everyone. It is time to take your places. You have about an hour to make your desserts. Ready?
All the contestants nod, and when Claire feels everyone is ready,
Okay. Go!
It's so exciting, Claire.
the contestants move to their respective bake stations and start organizing themselves ready to start baking. Claire and Daniel give the contestants about 10 minutes, then start to move around to observe and chat to the contestants. Their first stop is at Ronald Reagan's bake station.
Hi, Ronnie. How is it going?
Oh, very well, Claire. Getting the chocolate ready for melting and mixing with my secret ingredient.
Will it be vanilla based?
Damn, you know my secret ingredient.
Not quite a secret then. Well, never mind, Ronnie. I'm sure it'll be great.
At a moment like this, I remember what Thomas Jefferson said.
What was that?
We should never judge a president by his age, only by his baking prowess.
That's appropriate.
Claire and Daniel move around observing, then stop to chat with Angela Merkel.
Hello, Angela. How's the Black Forest Gâteau progressing?
Hello, Daniel and Claire. Very well. I have added the kirsch, which is a cherry liqueur, to the chocolate cake mix and is ready to be put in the oven.
Oh, that's good. You are very advanced. Do you think you'll be ready in time?
Oh, yes, of course. German efficiency, hard at work.
Hey, how will you make the trees?
Good question. Out of chocolate, of course. They will be, any guesses?
Cherry trees, perhaps?
Top of the class, Daniel. But I may change my mind.
Oh, you are such a kiss ass, Daniel. Good work, Angela.
Thank you, Claire. It's still Angle A. Haven't changed my name yet. See you soon.
Yes, of course. Practice.
Claire and Daniel move around a little more and stop to chat with Mikhail Gorbachev.
Hello, Gorby. How are the steps coming?
Oh, hello, Claire and Daniel. In one word, growing. I did some calculations to find out the radius of each step based on how high I wanted the cake to be.
I think, Claire, this is the most scientific cake we have ever had on the show.
Yes, I would have to agree. What did you find out?
The top tier, excuse me, will be 1/2 inch and the bottom layer will be 19.5 inches.
Ooh, a big cake then. Will you have time to finish it?
I'm close. Most of it is done. I just need to whip up the heavy cream and coat it with rich honey.
Ooh, I can't wait to taste it. It does sound like a artery clogging cake, though.
Yes, my friend, now you know what the Russians use as an alternative assassination tool.
You're joking, right?
Yes, I am.
You got me a little worried there, Gordon.
Should have seen your face, huh? But am I?
Daniel has a nervous disposition amongst other traits.
Yes, I can see that.
Hey, changing the subject, shall we move on, Claire?
Yes, let's.
Claire and Daniel take another stroll amongst the contestants and stop to chat with Margaret Thatch.
Hello, Maggie. How are the apple turnovers coming along? Can we see?
Margaret Thatcher shows Claire and Daniel her apple turnovers.
Whoa, they are enormous.
Yes, I made them big enough for all of us, including the audience.
There was no need to do that.
As I once said when I was in power, a world without apple turnovers would be less stable and more dangerous for all of us.
Huh. You said that?
Do you not agree?
Absolutely. Will you be ready in time? We only have a few minutes.
Oh, yes, I will be ready. I just hope all of you enjoy eating it as much as I am enjoying baking it.
So what is in your filling?
Well, Daniel, the apple mixture contains treacle, real Granny Smith apples, cinnamon, and a dash of whiskey.
Oh, wow. Your lot will be lucky if anything is left once I get through with it.
I think someone is going to need Pepto-Bismol this evening.
Oh, don't pay attention to Daniel. 2 pieces of French toast and he's ready for a nap.
I always wondered how we, the Brits, didn't invent French toast first, don't you?
Great question. But Maggie, according to a collection of recipes from the early 5th century AD, French toast existed as early as the age of the Roman Empire.
Oh, hurrah for the Italians! So they did get something right. It's an education, this baking activity, isn't it?
Yeah, I never would have guessed.
Claire and Daniel start making their way back to the stage. The hour is almost up.
Okay, famous bakers, time to stop. Please wrap up what you're doing.
The famous contestants start to wrap up their baking exploits and get ready for the judging. Claire and Daniel move to the first station where Ronald Reagan is waiting.
Well, Ronnie, how did it go?
It was quite exhilarating, and the hour went so fast.
A lot of people find that. Let's take a look.
Well, the texture is great. I like the presentation. It's reasonably attractive to look at and inviting to eat. Claire?
Yes, Daniel, I would have to agree. I love the color of the Lipton tea. You didn't forget, Ronnie. Let me just cut out a slice.
Claire carefully picks up the knife and slices an arc out of the Boston cream pie and places it on a side plate. She then divides the slice into 2 and places each piece on a separate side plate. One plate she gives to Daniel with a fork and keeps the other one. Both then cut a piece and taste.
Well, what do you think?
This is lovely. I can taste the vanilla and the chocolate is quite rich.
Yes, Daniel, the chocolate is very rich. But I do have a question.
And what would that be, Claire?
Is this real whipped cream?
Actually, no, Claire. I use an old family recipe from California. It contains eggs, milk, granulated sugar, cornstarch, salt, and of course, vanilla.
So it's synthetic cream?
Well, I wouldn't say synthetic, but yes, it's not real cream.
Oh, we were expecting real whipped cream, but the cake is lovely nevertheless. Well done.
Thanks, Claire. That means a lot to me, to an old cowboy from California. I will make sure I use real cream the next time.
Don't you use real cream in the US?
Goodness, no. Way too much fat in that. Much prefer cornstarch. Mind you, we do love our apple pies with real cream.
Okay, good to know. We love cream here in the UK, and yet we're still not obese.
Claire tastes the Lipton tea.
The Lipton tea is supremely refreshing. Try some, Daniel.
Daniel sips the Lipton tea.
Yes, it is refreshing, though not really my cup of tea.
You're so British.
Before you move on, I would like to say baking is not a bad profession. If you succeed, there are many rewards. If you disgrace yourself, you can always throw it away and start again.
Oh, Ronnie, you don't disgrace yourself at all. A nice thought, though. Okay, time to move on.
Claire and Daniel move to the second station where Margaret Thatcher is waiting. She is quite excited to show her enormous apple turnovers.
Hi, Maggie. Hey, look at those apple turnovers. Those are my favorite.
So you said. I really enjoyed myself. Maybe not my best, but still pretty good, I think.
I like that. Confident yet humble, a side of you that never really came out when you were Prime Minister.
Oh, that was then and this is now. Claire, I always say you cannot have the dream of building up your own fortune by your own hands, and your own British guts without apple turnovers.
I'll buy that.
Claire carefully picks up the knife and slices a piece out of one of the apple turnovers and places it on a side plate. She then divides the piece into two and places each half on a separate side plate. One plate she gives to Daniel with a fork and keeps the other one. Both of them cut a piece and taste.
Ah, the tangy taste of the Granny Smith coated with cinnamon. Ah, what a delight.
Yes, indeed. Really nice crust, quite crispy, but tenderly flaky. Oh, and taste that hint of whiskey. How did you ever get that effect, Maggie?
Sheer skill, Daniel. Sheer skill. Do you both like it?
Well, Maggie, I do. But I do have a question for you.
Oh, what would that be, Claire?
I noticed the bottom of the apple turnover is slightly unbaked. Was that by design?
Oh, that's strange. Every time I have baked at home, it is baked all the way to the bottom.
Perhaps it was the size of the turnovers that prevented that?
Maybe.
Did you try turning over the apple turnovers, as the name implies?
Oh, you turn if you want to. The lady's not for turning.
Oh, I remember that statement from way back. Okay, so I guess you didn't.
Didn't feel I needed to, Claire, but I am glad both of you like it. I have learned plenty, very educational.
That's good, Maggie. I'm glad you're not disheartened.
As I said to the Labour Party many years ago, I hope to go on and on and on and on and on. There is so much still to do. Neil Kinnock almost had a heart attack.
Bravo, Maggie, and the best of British luck to you.
Thank you.
You are very welcome, Maggie.
Thanks, Maggie. Time to move on. Next stop, Gorby.
Claire and Daniel move to the third station where Mikhail Gorbachev is waiting. He is very eager to show his vision of the Russian 39-step cake.
Hello, Gorby. Have you realized your vision?
Ah, yes, this is it. See the magnificent structure, the accurate precision of the slices of souffle stacked on top of each other. Magnificent.
Yes, it is very impressive. Claire, would you like to do the honors?
I would be delighted. I must say, Gorby, I don't think I've seen anything so unusual in all the bake-offs I have done.
Well, I doubt if you have met anyone like me, Claire. I do feel my life's work has been accomplished. I did all that I could.
Amen to that.
Claire carefully picks up the knife and slices a small arc from the bottom tier of the 39 steps cake. She places it on a side plate. She then divides a slice into two and places each half on a separate side plate. One plate she gives to Daniel with a fork and keeps the other one. Both then cut a piece and taste.
Oh, yum, yum. The honey is exquisite and the heavy whipped cream is simply divine. You are going to love this, Daniel.
Daniel tastes the cake.
Oh, yes, I am in heaven. Outstanding, Gorby. Did you burn the honey to get that amazing taste and texture?
That's very observant of you, Daniel. Yes, I did. I felt it needed it.
How did you know to do that?
It was my vision, Daniel. It was all in my vision.
So, Gorby, how many steps are going to be in the cake?
39, one for each of the glorious Bolshevik leaders through history.
Ah, yes, now I remember. So, how come you only have 38?
Not possible. My calculations were perfect.
Count for yourself, Gorby. There are only 38.
So there are, I know what happened. I must have left one in the oven. It must have slipped off the baking tray.
Gorbachev goes over to the oven, opens it, and there at the bottom level is the topmost layer of the cake. It's the smallest piece of the cake, and so it was overlooked.
Yes, there it is, the top of the cake. Oh, well, never mind. One learns as one goes.
Gorbachev retrieves the piece and places it beside the main cake.
It is a lovely cake, Gorby, and truly one of the most unique creations we have ever witnessed at Bakeoff.
I love it. Shame about the steps.
Perhaps I can come back and try again at a later date.
Hey, we'd be delighted to have you back, but we'll have to clear it with Putin.
Did you have to ask that KGB scum this time?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I think he was a bit jealous and a little bit upset about not being asked.
Apparently, he sees himself as a master baker.
Master Joker, perhaps. He couldn't bake if his ICBM's depending on it. Oh well, whatever it takes.
Thanks, Gorby. Time to move on to our final contestant, Amber A.
Claire and Daniel move to the fourth station where Angela Merkel awaits the judges. She looks very proud of the cake she has baked and is eager to show her creation.
Hello, Amber A. How have you found the experience?
It's Angle A. Quite stressful, actually. Far more than being the Chancellor of Germany.
Oh, I will get it right by the end of the show.
Now that is surprising.
Being amongst such illustrious guests and not to be able to debate is like being a fish out of water.
Yeah, I suppose.
And baking, oh my goodness, is not my strongest skill.
I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. I spoke with your husband the other day, and he told me that you make an amazing biscuits. Cookies too, Ronnie.
I got it, Claire. Looked it up in the dictionary.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at and have a taste of your Black Forest Gâteau.
Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte.
Very good, Daniel. You remembered.
I had to say it 100 times to get it right.
At times like this, I always say to myself, the substance of the Constitution is preserved. That is a fact.
In reference to what?
Originally, the German Constitution, but it applies to baking as well. There are a lot of similarities between baking and running a country.
Hey, maybe I should get into politics.
That's an idea. But no, stick to baking, my friends. Time to taste this wonderfully looking Black Forest Gâteau.
Claire carefully picks up the knife and cuts a small arc of the Black Forest Gâteau. She places it on the side plate. She then divides the slice into two and places each half on a separate side plate. One plate she gives to Daniel with a fork and keeps the other one. Both then cut a piece and taste.
I think I'm in heaven. It just melts in my mouth.
Yes, indeed. The presentation is wonderful.
Thank you, Claire. Notice the trees made of chocolate?
Oh, yes, you did it. Can I please try one?
Of course.
Daniel picks off one of the trees on the cake and takes a bite.
Wow, it tastes wonderful. Cherry?
No, sandalwood. I'm partial to that.
Oh, I thought you were going to fashion cherry trees.
I did give that a thought. I found it a little complicated and settled for sandalwood.
What a great choice. Ah, sandalwood is so aromatic.
It is simply fabulous.
Thank you, Claire.
Believe me, If you never visit the Black Forest, it'll be okay. I think you have captured its essence right here in this magnificent creation.
I will still have to go there sometime as part of my official duties.
Yes, of course.
And just to let you know, my life changed completely in 1989 with the fall of the wall. That's when I started to bake. So thank you, Ronnie and Gorby.
You are most welcome, Angel.
Likewise.
What about me, the other woman?
Oh, yes, of course. You most definitely had a part to play. So thank you too.
You are very welcome.
Okay, time for us, Daniel and I, to deliberate and declare the winner.
Claire and Daniel disappear into a side room for about 5 minutes, then reappear. The famous contestants just talk amongst themselves. Eventually, Claire and Daniel emerge from the room.
Okay, folks, we have had a bit of a conflab, and here are the results.
Yes, you all did amazingly well, and it was really hard. It was a close thing, but here we go. Daniel, you want to go first?
Thank you, Claire. In fourth place, it was Maggie. The lady was not returning, and as a result, neglected to turn over the apple turnovers.
Yes, my bad. But in my defense, I was cooking the turnovers for everyone.
Just as well, we may all have had a bit of a turnover after tasting it.
That would not have gone down well and perhaps come up even worse.
In third place, and this was really hard to decide on, it was Ronnie.
Don't tell me it was the artificial cream, right?
Right. We really love our fresh cream. Should have taken a page out of Attila A's book.
I think you mean Angela. Spying was not allowed, right? You should have given it a go. I would have made a good James Bond.
But you got stereotyped as a cowboy.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh, well, Ronnie, never mind. It was a great Boston cream pie with the Lipton tea. Take it as our revenge for the 1776 fiasco.
Oh, touche, Claire.
Oh, Daniel, over to you.
Thank you, Claire. In second place, it was Gorby. Not enough steps declared became the missing step to the top place, I'm afraid.
So near yet so far, I would never have guessed that a mere 10 centimeters would have undo my vision.
Fine margins, Gorby, but an impressive effort nevertheless.
It was a behemoth of a cake and amazingly delicious.
Thank you, Daniel. I look forward to returning and to bake my Moscow surprise.
Oh, intriguing. What's the surprise?
That would be telling Claire, and then it wouldn't be a surprise.
Good point. We're just going to have to arrange for you to come back.
So that just leaves, would you like to do the honors, Claire?
So the winner of this very special episode of Bakeoff is Angela Merkel. Well done, Angela.
Yes, indeed. Very well done, Angela. A worthy winner.
Oh my goodness, you got my name right, Claire. Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun, a total surprise. I didn't think I would do so well.
The taste and presentation were amazing, even if you haven't been to the Black Forest yet.
Don't forget the trees, Claire. The sandalwood chocolate trees were, for me, the clincher.
I thought you would like those. And did you notice I shaped them like spruce trees?
Yes, you are just so creative, Angela.
Oh, I have sliced the cake for everyone to taste. Come on, Ronnie, Maggie, and Gorby, try some.
Oh, I would be delighted.
Thanks, Angie, baby. Would love to.
Thanks, Madam Comrade. It would be my pleasure.
All of the 3 contestants gather around Angela Merkel's bake station and start to eat their slice of the Black Forest ghetto.
Well, there you have it, folks. the Black Forest Gateau wins the contest prepared by the German Chancellor Angela Merkel.
A worthy winner.
Until next time, it's farewell from me and from Daniel. Stay well and stay safe. Goodbye.
Claire and Daniel join the others to partake in devouring the Black Forest Gateau. The audience cheers and claps.
Another successful bake-off comes to an end. Thank you, Claire, Daniel, and all of the 4 contestants, Ronald Reagan, Mikhail Gorbachev, Margaret Thatcher, and Angela Merkel. Next week, we're in Ipswich, when we will have 12 contestants in this year's Bake-Off competition kickoff. So until then, goodbye.
Audience cheers and claps. The closing music plays and the show ends. Fade out. The end.